Hi friends, welcome to Crack B. We are back with yet another important lecture by continuing the current affairs series, and we bring out to you the current affairs from the 31st November and 31st October and 1st of November 2021. As you all know that we cover this material for the upcoming examination like on NABARD, okay, then this is also important for RBI and SEBI, right? And we cover this news from PIB, The Hindu, The Indian Express, okay, Business Standard, Mint, and Down to Earth. But this is not limited to this sources. We do also follow most of the sources that are available to everyone. We also follow the news from the international organizations, right? You know, UN, World Bank, IPCC, and etc. etc. And we bring out to you the most important current affairs for your phase 2 examination. So let's begin. Ayush market size. So this is a data and as per the research and informatics system for developing countries report, despite a slump in economic activity 2020 due to the pandemic, the industry is projected to reach US dollar 20.6 billion in 2021 and USD 23.3 billion in 2022. In terms of global share, India has grown faster in Ayush market as compared to the world and accounts for 2.8% of the market. Plant derivative, plant derivative experienced. So 21% growth in the period of 14 to 20, followed by you can read, right? So this is the size of market. So you know just read it once. That's enough. But you don't have to remember the exact what happened from the plant side, what happened from the nutrient side, what happened from the pharmaceutical side. But overall the Ayush market has grown to 20.6 billion in 2021 and 23.3 billion in 22. This is expected for 23. Okay. RIS FTIM journal was also launched. AIA also launched Bal Raksha Kit and Unity Boosting Swarna Prashnan for children. Okay. So, very important news. Let's move forward. International Year of Fruits and Vegetable, right? So, Union Minister of Agriculture and Farmer Welfare, Shri Narendra Singh Tomar, addressed a national conference of International Years of Fruit and Vegetables, right? Organized by the Ministry of Agriculture, organized by the same ministry. Okay, with whom? With FAO and of the United Nations. Very important. Do not, you know, this is something that you cannot miss. The minister also released operational guidelines for the horticulture cluster developed program and the QR code for the guidelines. The conference was organized as a part of celebration of International Years of Fruit and Vegetable 2021, declared by whom? United Nations Organization. The theme for the year is awareness about the nutritional benefit of fruits and vegetables for the balanced, healthy diet and lifestyle. So, India is the second largest producer of horticulture, producing about 12% of the global fruits and vegetable production. So, do you think you can afford to miss this information? Absolutely not. Do remember it. Let's move forward. Interministerial Approval Committee, IMAC. Okay, so IMAC, Sri Pashupati Singh, so an Union Ministry for Food Processing Industry, Sri Pashupati Kumar Paras chaired the IMAC meeting through video conferencing. For what? To consider the proposal received under the scheme for creation of infrastructure of agro processing clusters for under the Pradhan Mantri Kisan Sampada Yojana. Okay, so IMAC in its meeting has approved what? Very, very important line. Okay, very, very important. Approved seven proposals with a total cost of 206.489 crore, including granting aid of 52.26 crore, state of Chhattisgarh, Andhra Pradesh, Maharashtra, Rajasthan, Uttar Pradesh, and Tamil Nadu. This project will leverage private investment of, so this is something about future employment. 12,400 people and about 28,000 farmers will get benefit. Then the scheme for creation of infrastructure for agro processing cluster has been approved on So date is not important, and the Pradhan Mantri Kisan Sampada Yojana to incentivize the setting up of agro-processing country clusters in the country. So see, this has been approved in 2017 and getting a final approval to set up and the cost on 2021. So you can see there is a huge delay. Let's move forward with the data of PM Sampada Yojana. And when it has come to our, then why don't we take some 30 seconds and read it? Okay. So what is this scheme for? This is a comprehensive package aiming to create modern infrastructure with efficient supply chain management from farm gate to retail outlet. This scheme boosts the growth of the food processing sector in the country and helps in providing better return to the farmer. Outlay of 6,000 crore. The scheme will be implemented here. So this is the information that has been made available when this scheme was launched. So we are seeing the real. The scheme aims to integrate existing and new schemes, so not so important. So read this line. 32 project has been sanctioned under the Sampada as of Feb 2020. Right? The project spared 17 states leveraging an investment of 406 crore. These are the seven components of PMKSY, Pradhan Mantri Kisan Sampada Yojana. Right? So let's move to the next news article, that is 71% Manrega wage not paid on time. So you remember in the last video we have seen about the Manrega wage where approximately 60,000 crore has been spent out by the government and government has only left out with somewhere around 8,200 crores for the next 6 months, right? So that shows the positivity. But this is one of the news, where it draws the criticism that 71% wage not paid on time. And where is the money lying then? This means that the work has been done. But out of 100 people, 70 people has not got the amount. This is absolutely, you know, not good for a country as a whole. So despite claims of timely wages, in new study has shown to be based in 71% is the mining data is not important. 71% is really low. The study conducted about 1.8 million transactions between April 21 and September 21. So in the recent times, the study was conducted by randomly sampling 10% of the fund transfer orders from one block per district per state for 10 states. For 10 states, it was done. It conducted by LibTech India and the People's Action for Employment Guarantee. Okay. So this is what you can read about Manrega, that it has two stages. That's absolutely not important. This minutes of the, but if you want to read, you can go through these two slides. This would be good enough. With this, let's move to the next news article, that is credit growth. Right. This is a this is the data from the Reserve Bank of India, which shows that the retail covering housing and vehicle, credit card, etc., showed an accelerated growth of 12.1% in September 21 and again 8.4% in 2022. Right? So this is one of the data that you will have to remember. Now, agriculture sector and agriculture, this is what happened. Growth of 9.9% in September 21 and 6.2% in September 2020. Right? Now, credit to industry, credit to large industry, credit to service sector, small business, big family. Right? But okay. But what is important for you to remember is the overall agriculture of the video go through it. And also if you're following our current account material, we have covered this thing extensively. So let's move forward. State of the climate in Asia 2020. According to State of the Climate in Asia 2020 report, India, China and Bangladesh recorded the most disaster related displacement recorded globally in 2020. Extreme weather events triggered by climate change cost Asia, especially India, China, and Japan billions of dollars annually, which threatens sustainable development according to the World Meteorological Organization. Right? Events such as tropical cyclones, floods, droughts causes losses of 8 billions on an average year of three countries. China losses around 238 billion annually, followed by India at 87 billion and Japan at 83 billion, according to the State of the Climate in Asia 2020. The highest AL in Asia due to the climate-related hazards are associated with the drought, according to the report. Drought caused 82% of India and China's average annual economic losses. So 82% of the losses, right? So every data here is very important, right? So this is some of the few more data. Okay, again, these are very minute data. Everything, if you want to remember, that's not possible. If you are following our current affairs, that's the best. So current affairs material, I would say that's the best source that you can refer for this examination, at least for this examination. Let me tell you. And if you're not, then pause the video, take a screenshot, go through it once or twice. That's more than enough. Okay. So you see that this orange dot represent the percentage of GDP damages, right? So where is my pointer? So the small dots represent damage in terms of GDP. Okay, and this blue bar represent damage in terms of dollar, right? So see, for India, in terms of money, somewhere around somewhere between 20 to 25 US dollar billion US dollar, and it's about 0. More than zero point 0.8 you can say, or somewhere near to 0.8% of the GDP. But look at other country. Okay, so now let's move forward. Next news article: United Nations World Water Development Report 2020. Okay, let's move forward. The United Nations World Water Development Report 2020. Water is climate connector. This is as per the report, right? Then the UN agency appealed to the countries to address more effectively the water dimension of climate change adaptation mitigation as provided for an UN agreed framework to accelerate progress towards Sustainable Development Goal 6. This is one of the seven urgent priorities that the UN agency has flagged, right? So, with this, let's move to the next news article, that is Rome Declaration. You remember in the last video we have discussed what Rome Declaration is. So let's not discuss all those things what we have discussed in the last video. Hoping that you have already watched that video, and let's talk the continuity. The theme of the summit was, and who is the under the Italian presidency, people, planet, and prosperity. Okay, across pillars: health, economy, employment, education, and tourism and climate action. These are the right. So there were three summit sessions, and the Prime Minister has participated in all. What was it? On global economy and global health, climate change and environmental and sustainable development. These are the summit session that has happened. What's the declaration? You may go through this. Okay, so I'm not going to dictate it. This is very important. Pause the video and go through the data. Right? So the next is the Dairy Sahakar scheme. So this is one of the scheme, that Ministry of Cooperation, the Minister for the Ministry of Cooperation and the Home, has launched in the state of Anand and Gujarat. Then the Dairy Sahakar with a total investment of 5,000 crore will be implemented by NCDC under the Ministry of Cooperation. Government of India to realize vision from cooperation to prosperity. Under Dairy Cycle, financial support will be extended to NCDC to eligible cooperatives for activities such as bovine development, milk procurement, means all dairy related activities, right? And to overall objective of doubling the farmer income and Atmanirbhar Bharat. Okay. So with this, we have come to the last news article, that is blue carbon stock. Okay. So as per this study, it has been seen that in the in in the overall world, 50 sites, 50 UNESCO list sites across the globe with unique marine values. Okay, so they have carbon stored estimated at 1.4 gigaton carbon emission. Okay, the Sundarban National Park has stored 60 millions of carbon. This is the highest among the 50. The four sites beside the Sundarban National Park in India are Okay, this, sorry, it's not India. National park are Bangladeshi portion of the Sundarban, Great Barrier Reef in Australia, Evergrande, Everglades National Park in the United States, and the Bank de Argun National Park in Mauritania. Right. With this, we have come to the end of this lecture. We wish you very good luck from the Team Crack Grade B. Thank you and happy